What is going on? I'm Zedmod in the shop, blah, 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 blah. We're going to jump into warships. Now, first and foremost, it's easier to get into gold at the 3 engine room level for the second. That's changing very, very, very quickly. By the way, this base is amazingly good. I copied it off a dude named Sir God, I do believe. They're up in rank 17, something like that. Got me into gold, got me to claim 3 chests in gold, plus the rank chest in gold. Just a reminder, more keys and tokens in the higher ranks. You want to rank up as fast as you can. People, like, what do we got here? We got, this is basically my season at the moment. What is my win rate at the moment? I think I'm at like 60% win rate. But it's like win a couple, lose a couple, win a couple, lose a couple, yada, yada, yada. This is my tech tree over here. Gunboat not maxed. Explosive drones on tick 1. Crystal critters on tick 1. Need to get that building health boosted up. Need to get our cannons boosted up. Was waiting on some tokens to do that. Didn't have any at the second. No GBE. Do have that extra mortar that helped push me over the edge. The fact that I'm at 3 engine rooms means this is a defensive build. Defense. You get the idea. I'm holding the D. You're holding the fence. Come on, no one talk about what I just said. We're going to move forwards. Speaking of moving forwards, medics, not really a thing. That is this tech tree. And if we were to have some sort of soundbite, you would have heard like the dreaming thing, or, you know, where like the character looks up and everything goes blurry. And anyways, this is my other tech tree. As you can see, we are at the 4 engine room level in about the same location, slightly behind because, as you can see, haven't attacked in a bit. Do have some chests, but need to get this one going into gold as well. Just got the hotpot. Like, if you watch my opponent's attack enemy replay right here, there's no hotpot back there. So we just got it. I have not changed my base. I literally just moved a flamethrower from there to somewhere else. So not optimizing the hotpot fully yet. I'm sure there are some great bases out there, but if you haven't gone against a hotpot yet, it is a complete and utter pain in the butt. So I'm going to show you some hits here, and why we have the hotpot is because we're going up towards Zookas and rocket launchers. One other quick thing to talk about, as I drop troops here and drop this here and this here, is that I assumed everyone was using explosive drones the same way. Drop them in behind the defenses. By dropping them in behind the defenses, you get that flamethrower to turn, and getting that flamethrower to turn is way, way, way more valuable than doing like the tiny little bit of damage that explosive drones do. So drop them in behind flamethrowers. Flamethrowers are hugely dangerous and scary, and you want to attack them from behind in a big, big, big way. Side note, I have dropped all of my crystal critters. I actually avoided the L for the first time by saying crystal critters, and now I can't even think about how to say it properly. And now that we've got enough troops going in those directions, we're going to send them back over here. We're going to distract that flamethrower just like we've been doing all season long. It only lasts for a couple seconds, but that's all you need. Again, innuendos upon mostly accidental innuendos, but that's just also how my brain happens to work. So trying to distract that flamethrower as long as we possibly can. Also note, it is worth flaring the flamethrower. You know your troops are going to get to that engine room eventually, but you're not 100% sure if they're going to get through that flamethrower or not. So flamethrowers, a big, big deal. I actually faced someone in 15 who didn't have flamethrowers. Like, how do you even get there? I don't know. But hotpot, look at that hotpot just going ham. Ham, by the way, with 2 A's. Hard as a mother. Let's see just now. Quick note, explosive drones. That person did it all wrong. What you want to do, first win of the day, huzzah. In the event of a shock mine such as that, we're going to do some drawings. I'm going to use 2 colors. you want to drop your crystal critters right there. Like, that is the best possible spot if you've upgraded your explosive drones. All of these defenses, like all of these, are going to key on that. At the same time, get those explosive drones. We'll draw them in black and drop them all right about there. You got to do the math to figure out how many you need to explode the engine room, but use those 2 GBE abilities in tandem. That otherwise what's going to happen is bad things. You're going to drop 1 boat of these black explosive drones here, and then the rest here, and then your flamethrowers are going to eat those up, and then they're going to eat those up, and you're going to get no boom boom, and you're going to be sad. So make sure you're using crystal critters with explosive drones if you get those explosive drones upgraded. You can see I'm at tick 3. I've been very, very tempted by tick 4, but just know, and the reason why I'm tempted by tick 4 is because those players who have the building health aren't in 4 engine rooms yet, but they are coming. So that's why I've held off upgrading those. I also, as you can see here, crystal critters have been upgraded, and by upgrading them to tick 2, you get an extra critter out of the deal, which is fairly helpful because once in a while you'll get an extra mine cleared, and every extra mine you can clear is a bonus because your troops are staying alive. That defensive building damage is calling my name, but what's calling my name more is those Zookas. Into rocket launchers, I've seen many chatters about people who are having shock launchers, and shock launchers without that defensive building damage just tickling the troops. So don't even bother with that. I'm also going to save some of those tokens because if we're going to get rocket launchers, we want to be able to upgrade them. So spending tokens on things like crystal critters. Oh man, I even said it right again. 2 for 2. Not really worth it. Now, as far as these shore kind of mines, here's what I've been doing. I've been splitting my critters on the back and then just getting them to walk through all of those shore mines. No problems at all there. And then just getting that flamethrower to turn. Turn around, flamethrower. Hold your troops as long as you can. The longer you hold some of your troops, I have gotten a number of wins where I accidentally forgot to drop 2 boats. And the way that I won is by these late boats coming. Let your dumb clones get out front. Let them walk through as many mines as they can because they're going to turn from 1 to 2 to 3 and your troops are just going to keep pummeling all of the things. As we need to get rid of all of these mines as well. Troops going everywhere. GBE abilities going also everywhere. And then again, as soon as we get close to that flamethrower, just chucking things in behind because my goodness, flamethrowers are so dangerous this season. Other note, obviously they're not as dangerous if you have either Zookas or heavies or some other troop, but for me, Zookas, what are those things called? Flamethrowers, super dangerous. Much like our friends, the, what are those things called? Hot pots, flamethrowers, all the rest. You'll also notice that I've left that set of crystal critters on that, what is that called? Shock mine. They are on that shock mine on purpose because it makes that flamethrower turn and we want it to turn. So, going over some very, very basic details about crystal critters and about those explosive drones. I promise I don't call them crystal critters on purpose. That is just my... And then, I don't know if you guys have traveled somewhere where like people drive on the other side of the road. You get comfortable enough that you start overcorrecting. Like, you start looking the other direction, and then you start thinking you're wrong and you start doubting yourself. So anyways, too much talk about critters. We are winning and winning and winning. They actually finished the base though. The Knights who say Ni did not finish, but Perfect Susano did finish. So well done. They are using medics, which is quite surprising. Again, dropping those troops late. Great execution. getting some troops going, using some flares, and then let's see what's happening with this hot pot. Are they getting through the hot pot? It appears that nope. How are they going to get through this? Okay, they just chewed their way through that hot pot with those crystal critters healing plus those medics. So maybe it's time to bust out some medics when you're exposing yourself with hot pots. Exposing yourself, yeah, it's not on purpose. It's just involuntary, my friends. Okay, so this base seems to be straight forward. Again, trying to get as much value as we possibly can out of each of those crystal critters. Spreading them around buildings definitely helps. Getting our troops out, sending them onto, and like anytime I see, like I should have dropped that a little bit farther back, could have got 2 more extra mines out of that. Using, like, this is why this season placing your shock mines is so important. It is insane just how important it is to get your troops in the right spots, gets your defenses in the right spots, and again, trying to distract the flamethrower as best as we possibly can, dropping those crystal critters, getting them to split behind the building, in front of the building, and then run through every single one of those mines. Like, we just cleared so many mines that it is absolutely silly. Like, my goodness. Sorry, I'm on I think I've had too much coffee today. Halloween went. Okay, had a phone call, had to cut that out. We will call that back in a second. Let's finish up here because we got some phone calls to do. That's going to be the end of this video. We will finish it right about here. Let's get that final engine room down. As I send a message saying I'll call you back in a second, we have picked up probably another win. We had a bunch of GBE left over. So if you're thinking about hunkering down at all, just a reminder that great things are ahead at the 4 engine room level. Yes, at the 3 you can get to gold quickly, but going up against hot pots and rocket launchers and shock launchers is not going to go too well. So this season, more than any, is all about that balance of avoiding spending where you can, pinching your pennies, and moving forward as best as you possibly can. Do consider subscribing just to see if we made it to gold, though. We'll go over that in the video tomorrow. Also consider liking and sharing and subscribing and sending this to your aunt who could use a little bit of unintentional innuendo in her life. I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in.